Because you see, it is totally unacceptable to have a trading institution like COCOBOD to rake up debts for all of us to pay and put the farmers in harm's way. I like what government is doing. There are outstanding commitments. Let's deal with them. But going forward, COCOBOD must not be doing cocoa roots. Why? COCOBOD must not be doing it. Two, the management of COCOBOD must be reduced to a level that will make them spend only a little fraction of cocoa resources in regulating the cocoa purchases in this country. Three, there's a fundamental problem with COCOBOD. The crop services division of COCOBOD is no longer there. Crop services division was responsible for monitoring the diseases that afflicted COCOBOD, projecting the yields of COCOBOD, ensuring that pods that could not be pollinated naturally could be done artificially, and all those things. They're gone. So we come and say that we will get 800,000 tons of cocoa, and we don't get it. We don't get it. We're 400 and something.
You said they must not be doing roads?
No.
But they are doing those roads that are supposed to be connected to make it easy for cocoa to be brought to the centers for sale. And as we understand, the money that Ayarga is actually talking about 36 billion, about 27 or 6 billion of that amount went into roads, I suppose. Is that not it?
So the Ministry of Roads and Highways does roads. All roads are the property of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. So if you think that there are issues with cocoa roads, then you have money to do cocoa roads. Why don't you give the money to the Ministry of Roads and Highways, which has the technical capability to do the roads for you, to do the roads and not rake out, and give them performance indicators? Why don't you do that? You establish a department within COCOBOD, populated with people, increase the cost of running the organization, and then you fail to deliver even on the roads. Why do you do that? I mean, you can always support another ministry to deliver a service for you.
Did you say why do you do that?
Yes.
You don't know why?
I don't know why.
That's procurement. That's procurement, and you know why.
When the Minister for Roads, they were doing cocoa routes.
Well, I don't want to go to that because I had a position on it, and His Excellency the President knew that I had a position on it.
That's a position you're espousing now.
Yes, I had a position on it. I thought that no, the Ministry of Roads and Highways should do the roads. COCOBOD, if they have 50 million Ghana cedis to support in cocoa roads development, they give that money to COCOBOD. I mean, Bank of Ghana, when they were going to do the road, the Spintex road, they didn't contract contractors to go and do it. They made a Ministry of Roads take inventory and determine how much will do that road. Then they gave the money to Urban Roads to do that road. That's how they did it. And then we have that road to service them and to service the public.
They are trying to sympathize with the situation by cutting their salaries 20 and 10%. But you say it should go beyond that, structural and so on. We understand that the staff strength of that company is unbelievable.
Humongous. Because it's the fleet. I mean, everybody goes there, and the intention is not to contribute towards the growth of the company, but to get something out of the company. So that's why we think
every regime, that's what you want to say, every regime tries to find jobs
for the boys
in those places where they are non-existing jobs. And some of them actually go there to idle about.
I'm not saying that, you are saying it. The fact is,
so the cocoa farmers are right.
They are right to the extent that
in this condition, regardless of the fact that since cocoa per ton rose to 11,000 and now has taken a nosedive, and up to this point, it suffered about 70% reduction in price, government can still give them a cushion. If this is so much money from their sweat going to build roads, so much money from their sweat is being used to pay people who are put in there but don't have work to do, you can channel that money to them.
No, so we are saying that we're not going to even waste that money on people who are there So we're going to cut down on the people who are employed over there. We have to provide alternative employments for them. I mean, I've read Dr. Kobna Donko say that, look, even we must hive or break the COCOBOD into a trading institution and a regulatory institution. It can be a regulator and also a trader at the same time. A very laudable idea.
I don't know how true that is, but the suggestion is that they have about in excess of 5,000 or is it 50,000 workers?
I don't know, but whatever be the case. And we started drumming this when we were in Parliament. Eric Poku always came, anytime we were going to do the budget and the syndicated loan came, he looked at how much was going to go to management and said, this money was huge. Why do you spend this money on management? It will have an impact on the cocoa beans you will buy. But more importantly, I mentioned Cocoa Services Division because His Excellency, the President, is saying, look, we want to process our cocoa. But we must have cocoa beans before we can even process them. What we have seen in the past is that we have not been able to even produce the cocoa beans that we require for export, that we have entered into a contract to supply. So we must put systems in place to ensure that we guarantee ourselves of at least a minimum production of cocoa beans to be able to say that we're going to process 50% of the cocoa beans in this country. We should not be dependent on gambling or lottery in this reform exercise.
Okay, this was supposed to be a brief comment. Yes, Hadia.
Okay, so apart from restructuring of...
I don't understand. No. How did they come to be owed? That now we are struggling to now go find the money to pay them. They are supplying the beans. Pay them their money.
Leakages. And then we did, we projected 800,000 tons of cocoa beans to be produced in 2023, 2021, 2022, 2023. We got 430 something. So we were already in a deficit. Meanwhile, we are taking the 787 or 86,000 tons of cocoa money and spent.